Join Bob Kolazarik as he welcomes a diverse array of guests to the enlightening talk show, Greetings from the Ashram. In each episode, Bob sits down with experts and practitioners from the world of complementary healing modalities, spirituality, and holistic wellness to delve into the transformative power of these practices, from ancient traditions to cutting-edge therapies. Greetings from the Ashram offers viewers an insightful and uplifting journey into the realms of mind, body, and spirit. So now, please welcome your host, Bob Kolazarik.
Hello, everyone. Namaste and welcome. I am Bob Kolazarik, the host of Greetings from the Ashram, and we're streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. Thanks for tuning in on a Friday evening. The title of tonight's show is From Crash to Clarity, Wendy Shulman's Journey to Purposeful Living. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to embark on a soul-stirring episode of Greetings from the Ashram. Today we have another very special guest joining us on this enlightening journey. Today we welcome Wendy Shulman, the true luminary in the world of holistic wellness and personal growth. As a life architect, executive coach, and the visionary owner of Rosyln Salt Cave in Long Island, Wendy brings a wealth of wisdom and transformative experiences to our show. Her expertise modalities such as pranic healing, Reiki, sound healing, massages, chiropractor, acupuncture, and pranic healing workshops and certifications coming through the Rosyln Salt Cave is very impressive, and it perfectly aligns with our mission of self-discovery and learning about complementary healing modalities and spiritual growth. Wendy's passion for guiding individuals towards a life of purpose and fulfillment is really, truly inspiring. So let's open our hearts and minds and welcome Wendy Shulman right here on Greetings from the Ashram. The crowd goes wild.
I felt that. Thank you, Bob, for that beautiful introduction and for having me on. I'm so excited about what you're doing, and I really appreciate you inviting me to be on your show.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you for coming. It's guests like you that make this show worthwhile because, you know, we are saying we're bringing in experts, and what you're doing at the Rosyln Salt Cave and your work as an executive coach is very impressive. And I've been following you. I met a couple of years ago at the ashram in Bovina. So, yeah, I've been following you, and I just super impressed with just the pictures and everything I see from the Salt Cave and what I see online. But, you know, the title of the episode is From Crash to Clarity. So like so many people I've talked to, you know, there's a moment in time comes where like, it's like a point in time, it's a crisis or something. And many of us kind of like fall into pranic healing or some kind of healing when that happens. So is that kind of your story too, right? You had a crash. So what's your story?
Yeah, so I grew up in South Africa. My dad was a regular conventional doctor. I knew nothing about alternative healing. And then 30 years ago, I was living in LA and I got into a car accident and I hurt my neck. And I went straight to conventional medicine because I didn't even know anything else existed. And I was at the time working at the Four Seasons Hotel in Beverly Hills. And I was a concierge at the Four Seasons. And Dr. Deepak Chopra was staying there, and I walked up to him in the middle of the lobby and I said, "How old were you when you found your peace?" And he goes, "Hold on a second," and he goes upstairs and he comes down with this book called The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. And the first quote in that book goes something like, "Your dreams become your desires is your destiny." And it was one of those like it was a catalyst to my life purpose. I read that quote and I went in search of what this neck injury and this car accident had to do with my life purpose. And so I actually had a vision of a wellness center, and I pictured this collective intelligence of Eastern and Western medicine working together to really help people to develop like treatment plans. And because anyone who's been on a wellness journey knows that it's really frustrating. You know, you go into a doctor's office and you go from doctor to doctor, and it's difficult to find help, and you've got to tell the same story over and over. And so I thought, wouldn't it be amazing if we could be one place that had all these modalities that they could design a program just for you. And so that's really what the Salt Cave is. It's a holistic wellness center, and it was a gift for me.
Well, it is a holistic wellness center, but let's go back. this was 30 years ago where this happened when you met Deepak Chopra, and is that when you started having this vision of this what you want to do? Did you have any spiritual? You didn't have spiritual background before that, but
Not really. I mean, it wasn't anything that I always felt this desire to that, and I always understood that we had a life purpose. I mean, I think from very young, I imagined that I had something I was supposed to do, but we all do. Every one of us comes here with our own special magic. And so your question is good because, I've opened the Salt Cave 6 years ago, and I had this accident 30 years ago. So what happened was after I had the accident, I started searching and then I started working in spas and hotels. I've got a degree in hotel and restaurant management where I studied in Israel. And then I kept searching the world and I kept meeting with different healers. And it was this complete, I called it collecting ingredients. It was, I was meeting all these amazing healers and seeing these miracles. And it really developed my intuition in a very big way. I learned very quickly who to work with and who to allow to touch my neck, and it was it was a very interesting journey. But along the way, I was really frustrated because I knew what I wanted to do. I'd had this vision, and I kept saying to the universe, did you forget about me? Like, I know what I'm supposed to do. What's taking you so long? But then here's the thing. When I opened this place 6 years ago, I remember standing there and realizing if I opened it before, I didn't have enough confidence before. The world was a very different place. If I had a place that had energy medicine like pranic healing and Reiki and salt crystals and had naturopaths and functional medicine, and it wouldn't have worked. It actually wouldn't have worked. So the day that I opened, I had a tattoo. I know you can't really see it. I've got it
I
off
can't
screen.
see. Yeah, I
But
can't see.
it says divine timing. And it was such a good,
Yes, yes, that's exactly right. You got to trust that.
yeah. I finally did though when that happened.
That's
Yeah.
funny you say that. I was talking to my son about divine timing, and you just have to have that. We were talking last night. We were reading. He got this book. He moved out, so we're reading "The Warrior Light" by Paulo Coelho. But
Yeah.
it's all these different things. One is just like creating patience, and just letting the universe do the work behind the scenes, to support your vision, and then we get into this mindset of, oh, I gotta force this vision and it's not going to work. Is that kind of how it was with you? You relaxed into it and then things started to flow.
Yes, I mean, I definitely started to into it more. It's hard to change who you are. I'm impatient. Like, I like to think of an idea, act on it, and I want it to be created, instantly. But what helped me a lot was pranic healing. Like, pranic healing was such a blueprint for me on how to live my life more spiritually and how to really trust the universe. And it taught me a lot about forgiveness, which, especially forgiveness of myself. And then we all have all kinds of family stories. And so I think that's helped me a lot to be more patient. I have so much more faith in the universe that if something doesn't happen, it wasn't meant to happen. And if it
Exactly.
does, yeah. So
Yeah, I agree with that too. How long have you been in pranic healing? Is that the modality? What happened to correct your neck issue? We got
I
about
have to,
less than a minute to go, and then we got a break for
yeah,
commercial.
I have to say it wasn't just pranic healing was a part of it. Like there's so many modalities that I use and have used, and it's a journey all the time. But it was a very big part of it for me. It definitely helped me to release a lot of things. Your body's such a manifestation of your mind. So pranic healing was a big key.
It is. How long have you been in pranic healing? When did you
I've
find that?
been doing it for about 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not as you, love.
I've been 5 years, not that much longer than you, but I think we got a photo of the Salt Cave we could put up there before we go to
Oh,
break.
thank you.
I think there we go. Look at how beautiful that is. That is just amazing. I love the glow. I see. This is what I'm envisioning when you say that master. I don't know if is this where he would hold it, or do you have a classroom for
No,
the prep?
we have a studio that's beautiful. It's really beautiful, and we have that's where he teaches because it's a if you people will fall asleep if they're in the soul cave. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I definitely would like to come and meditate there sometime. But yeah, I'm supposed to come out to Long Island and break bread with the guys because that's where BBTV is from. They're on Long Island, so we're supposed to get out there and
Oh, you should
meet
come.
up. I definitely will stop by. But yeah, like I
Yes.
said, it is time to take a short commercial break. I'm your host, Bob Kozarek. This is Greetings from the Ashram, and we're streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. We'll be right back with Wendy right after this.
What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick, Wednesdays 7 p.m. Eastern on the Bold Brave Media Network and TuneIn Radio. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation. Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them. Rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies. Find settings that allow them to be the most productive and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. Listen to John Hawkins' My Strategy, Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern on the BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Kozarek, and you are watching Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. We are back with Wendy Shulman from the Rosyln Salt Cave, Long Island, New York. Hello, Wendy.
Hello, Bob.
Yeah, like we were just talking in the break. That is such a beautiful salt cave. I will be there sooner than later. I promise you that. But in addition to the salt cave and all the work that you're doing, and it's really a lot going on. So your vision has really come to fruition. But you're also a coach, right? An executive coach and life architect. So you have what are you doing in that regard?
I actually have a program. It's called Purpose Unleashed. And so as we were saying earlier, I really believe that each of us have our own magic to bring to the world. And I meet so many people at the Soul Cave and in life in general who they maybe they have great jobs and making good money, but they're so unfulfilled. They feel like, is this it? Like, is this the reason, I'm here? And so I see that like burnt out, lack of fulfillment. And I am a coach, and I started working with people, and I love working with people who have a vision that want to bring it to fruition, or somebody who doesn't even know what their vision is. And I work with them to make a blueprint, because a lot of people have an idea, but then first of all, they don't put it down on paper. And when you write something down, because this is very pranic healing, you concretize it when you write it down on paper. And then I know Master Cho used to say that miracles are just concretized energy. So I really believe anything's possible.
I love that. Miracles are concretized energy.
Yeah. So
That's fantastic.
um,
Yeah.
I really think that everybody has a life purpose, and sometimes people don't know how to find it. So that's what I'm good at. I have a good intuition for helping people figure out, what it is that's going to help them be fulfilled. And also, we make a plan. A lot of people don't make a plan. You make a plan. Let's say you're having a wedding. You're going to plan the details of that wedding in every way, what food you're having, the invitations, the music, what you're going to be wearing, us as women, what makeup, whatever. But for your life, people don't really have a plan for their lives. So
That's very true. That's very true.
yeah, so I work on helping them to get rid of a lot of the negativity. I completely believe that your thoughts control your reality, and everything around you is really a tapestry of your life, and it carries an energetic vibration. It's the way that I hire at the Soul Cave, and thanks to chronic healing, I'm able to read people's energy, and I instantly get a feeling if it's a yes or a no. And it's the same, with creating a plan for your life and getting rid of all the negativity. Like I tell people, like, really look at your social media. You can control your thoughts with what you put in your head. So
So let me
don't.
ask you this: is that your first steps when working with somebody like Bob? I got to work with you. Your first steps are to get your mindset
The
under
first thing
control.
I would tell you is to clear the clutter. Like, get rid of the toxic people in your life. Like, stop following things that don't inspire you, that aren't funny or interesting. Or some people follow these groups on Instagram and they go down these negative rabbit holes. Don't watch the news. The news is poisonous. Um,
Oh, I agree 100%. I've said that many times myself.
So that's the first thing I do is we go through a plan to get rid of all the clutter in your life, the friends, the toxic people, the social media, and then we work on creating a home sanctuary. You need a space that you can. It could be a tiny little space that you have, or if you're lucky enough to have a room to make a beautiful Zen den, you could do that too. So we go through the steps of that, and then we talk about we do an assessment of the different areas in their life, and we see where it is that they want to work on. A lot of people come to me to help work on health, just the way they're eating, like everything you put in your mouth, puts has a vibration also, so it's going to affect your body. And so we talk about health and how they're eating, and we make a plan for that, and then we start visioning what it is that they see for themselves, and what it is that excites them and interests them, and we and we start working on their own purpose. We first vision it, and then we start giving a detail to their dreams, and then we make very tangible steps and plans, and then we celebrate after they do it.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this with the pranic healing, because I do a lot of the same things that you do, but I find people who are stuck, right, and they have the mindset, but they're suffering from old traumas or things, and they just can't get moving until that healing occurs. So, are you doing healings in addition? Is it like a combination when you're working with people, or is it like a case by case basis as far as that goes?
It's very custom designed. We all individuals. So I'll do an intensive intake with somebody and I'll make sure that we're a good fit. And then I will do some healings if that's what it takes, like if someone wants to. But a lot of it is just someone needs to just talk about their fear. I'd say 99% of what I help people with is to navigate their fear and to take the step, even if they're scared. When I opened up the Soul Cave, I was 50 years old. I was a single mom of two little girls, and everybody was telling me, "You're crazy. Like, how can you do that? Everyone's downsizing." I used my kids' college funds to open up this place, and they're still mad at me about that. But they're in college. They're in college. But I had more fear of not doing it than doing it. So we look at the fear and we're like, okay, what's the worst that could happen? Like if you did this. So I actually have a client that I'm working with now, and he's transitioning from the mortgage industry, and he wanted to buy a dry cleaner. And I was like, well, why dry cleaning? And he's like, I don't know, there's something about like crispy shirts that just makes me so happy. But he didn't, he just couldn't do it. Like he felt scared to do it. And I said to him, what's the price of your inaction? What is the cost of your inaction? And he put an offer in this morning, actually, to this dry cleaner. I'm so excited that he did it. And now we're just going to, keep moving forward. I'm going to support him through his fear. He's going to do it. I know. I have full faith in him. And I see that excitement, that spark in his eyes that wasn't there before.
And it's true. I share a personal story real quick. like I'm going through the same thing. My kids just moved out. My son just moved out. My daughter moved out a while ago. I'm an empty nester. I'm single. I have a much bigger place than I need, but I don't know where I want to go, And so I told you I'm going down to pick up a travel trailer. So I'm not going to move into another apartment. I decided I'm going to get in this travel trailer and I am going to drive around for, I don't know, 6 months to a year, doing my business in campgrounds or on a lake somewhere. And I did talk to producer John, and he's thrilled with the idea of me just doing this remotely. So, but there's a fear there, but like you said, it just brings out this excitement, because it's not like the status quo. Like you're just really checking out and getting off the grid and getting out of the matrix, as they say, So I can totally relate. I'm going through that right now.
That's so exciting. It's going to be magic for you. The people you're going to meet, and it opens your mind. And when you take that first step, you're going to pick up the trailer now. So that, I mean, you soon in the next week. So even taking that step, that's so exciting. And then when you start off on the journey and you meet the first people, you have the first interesting experience, it's just going to build momentum on itself. And that's what happens. And then you start having momentum in such a good way. And the opposite's also true. If you do nothing and you take no action, that builds momentum in a negative way. So the whole thing is just staying in action or getting into action.
But I also feel like I'm pulled. That is aligned with my life's vision, right? And like your vision. So you're being pulled along at like you were giving your kids college funds, but it's your mission. That's your passion. That you're being pulled and driven to do that. And it's so beautiful how it works out like that. So it's amazing. So it's exciting. And I wish, more people would figure that out, not having to go through crises like we did in order to get on the path. People just listen like, hey, maybe I should start looking into some of this spiritual stuff.
But I think that's what COVID did for a lot of people. I think it made people have a different perspective of their lives. And I know there was a lot of horrible things that happened, but in a way it was a gift for a lot of people. It really helped you look at your life in a different way. I see it. I see the people coming into the cave. They understand there's got to be more. They're interested in a more holistic approach, or maybe they want to do something more spiritual or have a different spiritual practice. So you're in a really good place to be doing what you're doing. It's so exciting. I can't wait to see your journey and your adventures of everywhere you're going.
Oh yeah, I'm going to probably be video blogging. But yeah, it's exciting. But I've been on this flow myself for several years. I mean, but it really took off with the pranic healing and orthotic yoga. The growth that comes with that is just phenomenal. Like I said, I have a very steady practice with many people that we were talking about that on the break. Our orthotic yoga meditation group. It's very strong and very consistent, and that just really helps out a lot. But yeah, it's exciting. But and back to you a little bit. You also, in part of your program, you talk about bedtime rituals, right?
Yeah.
How important is that? Because I don't really have a good bedtime ritual.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what you should do, love. You so this is what used to happen to me. I'd be so busy during the day like everybody else, and when I lay down at night, it was the first time that I had a chance to think about the things that happened during the day, especially if I had an argument with somebody, then I would obsess over it and I'd fall asleep like that, like programming my mind with negative thoughts. Now I go to sleep and I get into bed. First of all, I love getting into my bed. I'm like, thank you, God, for my bed. And so a huge part of my bedtime ritual is gratitude. Gratitude is a synchronizer with the universe. The universe loves when you have gratitude and brings you more things to be grateful for. So I get into bed and I say, thank you for my bed, thank you for my children. And then I think about the things during the day that made me happy. And then I actually call in angels and I've asked for protection for me and my children. And that's how I fall asleep. And it programs your mind for such a good sleep. You should try it. Try it tonight and then give us feedback, love. Just think about positive things, because gratitude it's a powerful weapon that helps you to synchronize with the universe. And who wouldn't want that?
For sure. I mean, doing the work that we do, I understand gratitude, being the yogi and all that, and it is hugely important. So I agree. I never really appreciated gratitude, I thought it's just a buzzword, oh, whatever. But it really is truly powerful to have the gratitude in your heart. And the universe will provide you with more. But I do have a photo of your Purpose Unleashed. We can pull that up, unlock the power of your passion for your program so people can get in touch with you. That is gorgeous artwork as well.
Thank you. Well, so let me tell you that secret. So I have recently started studying AI, like artificial intelligence, and I love it. And that was created by AI, that image. And I have learned so much about it, and my mind is blown how brilliant it is. So I know people are scared of AI, but the thing that I learned about AI, which is the most important thing, it needs the human consciousness to make it brilliant. Like AI is just a big database of information. You have to ask it the right questions. You have to put your heart into it, and I use it for so much of my business. I've become much more educated on using it. I love it. It's amazing. But yeah, that image was created. It took me some different tries, and I had to give AI very specific information of the feeling I was trying to create, and then it came up on the screen. I was like, yes.
Yeah, no, it's a powerful tool. I've been using it a lot for different things, not so much for images, but for doing some writing and things like that. But it is time to take another commercial break. I am your host, Bob Kolozarik. You're watching Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. We'll be right back after this.
Did you know that your beliefs create your entire reality, but it's the subconscious beliefs that do most of the creating? Belief shifter and life coach Shiraz can help you identify those limiting beliefs and eliminate them, often in a single session.
Like it was almost instant, like I had relief right away.
Creating better health, relationships, careers, and finances. Let Shiraz help you step out of safety and into awareness.
Definitely something's happening. It's like a flow inside. It feels good.
Whether in person or online, Shiraz provides personal coaching, belief shifting. Visit Shiraz at energeticmagic.com or call 416-529-7429. Energetic Magic on the BBM Global Network, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Find your greater happiness. Be well. Be aware. Be magical.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of the Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on the Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I am your host, Bob Kolozarik, and we are streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. We are back with Wendy Shulman from the Rosyln Salt Cave in the beautiful Long Island, New York. Oh, I tell you, it's a big pleasure having you here. What you have going on is truly amazing.
Thank you,
But
Bob.
in addition to the work that you're doing, you talk about manifestation a lot. You help them to really focus on people with manifestation techniques. So walk me through that. Number one, is it how to find your life purpose? Is that the thing that you're working with? How do you work with people as far as
Yeah,
that?
it's funny that you said that because I used to call myself a manifestation coach, and then I realized that it was so much more, that it was the real reason why I wanted people to manifest was to find out who they were and to find their life purpose. So, but in doing manifestation, the first thing is you need some kind of a grounding practice, whatever that is, whether it's breath work or whether it's meditation. Like I do the Twin Hearts meditation every day. it's just like an anchor, that grounds you. Like we have our own anchors inside of ourselves. You don't have to go anywhere else to find grounding. We could do it for ourselves. So the first thing we talk about is a grounding practice. And then I always say that discipline is self-care. So self-care is the most important thing. You have to really take care of yourself. And that, for me, that's, meditating, going for a walk every day. I like cryotherapy and cold plunges. But whatever it is that I don't care if it's boxing or cycling, or you have to find something that helps to ground you and that you can make like a discipline that you could do every day. Then do your meditation. And then for me, what I do, if I want to manifest something, I usually write it down, and then I start giving it real detail. But here's the trick to manifesting. You can have anything you want, but it has to be in alignment with who you are. And
True.
that's what the trick is. It has to be at your resonance. So you know who was a master manifester? Walt Disney. Like Walt Disney, he didn't actually ever go to the Magic Kingdom. He died 6 months before the Magic Kingdom was opened, and a reporter turned around to his brother, or to Roy Disney, and at the opening, and said, "Isn't it sad that Walt couldn't be here to see this?" And Roy turned around and said, "He saw it before you did." And that's what manifesting is. I had a amazing experience. Like 7 years ago, I had this vision of having a flight for like special needs kids, an aeroplane a pretend flight that would go, and take the kids to a hangar, and there'd be a Santa. And it took 7 years. And then in December last year, I happened to have met somebody who was very high up in Delta Airlines, and I told her my vision, and she goes, "I have airplanes." And I was like, "Okay, let's do it." And so in December last year, we got 55 kids with special needs, and they all came to LaGuardia Airport. And we had a Santa, we had a Grinch, we had gingerbread men, and that we literally we checked. They had their own boarding passes, and we checked them in, and then they got in an airplane. The airplane was towed from one side of the runway to the other to a decorated space where we had Santa and a Mrs. Claus. And I think you can create anything. You just got to learn how to tap into that space of creativity.
Yeah, I like. I was reading Eckhart Tolle, and what he was writing. It was an audiobook. I was listening to it, but like you talk about grounding and meditation on Twin Hearts, which I talk about probably on every show that I've done, or one of my guests have talked about meditation on Twin Hearts, because it is that effective and it is that powerful of a meditation. But what was I saying? But meditation on Twin Hearts it gets me inspired. I just forgot where I was even going with that. But yeah, it was.
Yeah, well, with Twin Hearts, that's the meditation that's on forgiveness. And they say it every time. And I think so many people struggle with that. So for me, that's one of my anchors, is that, and
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that too. Forgiveness is part of it. Like I had somebody on that's like first time to do a meditation on Twin Hearts with the forgiveness. They're crying. I struggle with, tears and crying, doing the forgiveness. The forgiveness of ourselves it's hard to do, and it's hard to forgive others if you've been really wrong. So that's pretty powerful. Yeah.
yeah, it's a gift. But yeah, manifestation is magic. So I take it a
Well, I
step
remember
further.
what I was going to say
Yeah,
with the
good.
meditation at Twin Hearts. When you are in that stillness and that awareness space, that is when you are really at your most natural being of conscious awareness. And so when you have that space and you're just being in that space, that's where you're really creating the magic. That's where the work is, because now you're just conscious awareness. So when you have that vision and not putting any thoughts into it, and you're still and aware and your conscious being, then that makes it so much faster.
Yeah, and you don't have fear when you're in that space. And fear is something that stops people so much. Those self-sabotaging beliefs, that's the biggest thing that prevents people from moving forward. And on the other side of that is so much freedom. So that's the goal.
Oh, it is. And like I said, you want to know what your self-sabotaging beliefs or your negative thoughts are. Have somebody ask you something that you don't want to do because you're afraid to do it. And then it's like, oh, you have all these reasons coming up so quick. But in addition to, the meditation, the grounding, the breath work, I hear a lot about breath work, and there's breath work specialists out there. And I don't really, I mean, I know how the breathing is for me, but just walk us through what you're talking about with the
Yeah.
breath
So
work.
I follow some. His name's David Elliott, and he's a breathwork master, and he has free meditations on Spotify. So what I like about breathwork is it's an active meditation because meditation's hard for 99% of people. You've got that monkey mind going all the time. So what you do in this active meditation in breathwork, it's a two-stage breathing. So you breathe through your mouth. It's called a two-step pranayama. So you breathe into your stomach. You go, so that's the breath the whole time. So if you go onto Spotify and you download David Elliott, and he's got a 7-minute meditation, 13-minute, 26-minute, and each one of them is for different intentions. Some are for manifesting, some are for healing, some are for clearing. So I do that every morning. I wake up, and before I get out of bed, I've done one of those meditations. And what it does is it raises your vibration. So if something's oxygenated, disease can't grow. So that's the premise behind breath work. So for that reason alone, everybody should be breathing as much as possible. You have like oxygenation tubs and hyperbaric chambers, but you can do this yourself. Like just put more breath in your body. It feeds your cells. And so the breath work, yes. So I'm a huge believer in breath work, and David Elliott's a very good place to start. And I also have a breath work coach that I work with every 2 weeks, and I do. It's an hour and a half, so it's about 40 minutes of breathing. And by the end of it, I'm flying. I feel my energy just is so elevated, and I feel so good when I do it. But for anybody can start, and it's guided. David Elliott is talking you through it, which is good for somebody whose mind's going all the time, because you really focus on, what you focus on your breath. And for the first few minutes, it's a little hard because you feel like your brain's, fighting to be like, okay, what is this? What are you doing? You're breathing so much. But then after a couple of minutes, you're completely blissful. Just try it. It's worth trying. Like I tell everyone, try this for 3 weeks and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm used to the pranic breathing, this, 6, breathe in, hold
Yeah.
3, breathe out. But yeah, so is it, how many minutes is it like, it's like
Yes,
2.
exactly.
So how long do you do that for?
Well, the
Is it,
least is 7 minutes, but there's 13. I mean, I'll do it with my breathwork coach for 45 minutes, and it's over Zoom. She's in Germany, and I'm here in my house. And then we do it also in the cave a lot. We have someone who's very close to a pranic healing master. He's a medical intuitive, and he's a certified breathwork practitioner. And so once a month we do breathwork in the cave, and there's 20 people in the cave, and we're all breathing. And I first thought I'd be really shy, and I'm used to doing this alone, but halfway through, everybody's laughing and screaming. It's such a big release. People are crying. I mean, because your eyes are covered, it's dark. All you're doing is listening to the music, you're listening to the guided meditation, and it's just this massive release. I've seen really strong alpha businessmen come in, and they are in shock at how much it's helped them in their lives, and it's become a daily practice for them.
really, in terms of what, just letting go old emotions, or
Yeah.
is that what you just releasing all that stuff?
You release so much. You release a lot of trapped energy, a lot of emotions, a lot of it's deep, deep emotions, because the breath is able to go deeper. When you bring all this breath in, you're able to go so much deeper. And when your mind's not in control and preventing you, you're able to go much deeper into your body and whatever it is that's been holding you back. It's a very good way to work with fear and anxiety. A lot of people do breath work to help with that.
Yeah, I'm going to try it. I wrote some notes, David Elliott.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I know we wanted to talk a little bit about journaling. I know that's important, but we are just about out of time. But I do want to put up your contact information for everybody before we
Thank you.
go. So we got your website is rosylnsaltcave.com, correct? And then
Yep.
your email, Wendy at rosylnsaltcave.com. Easy to find, beautiful space, beautiful people. I would definitely give it some thought about coming there next weekend.
Good. I hope. And I want feedback if you did the breath work and if you did your nighttime ritual.
Oh yeah, I will text you. I promise you, I'm going to try that the breath work because I've been hearing so much about it. I've never tried it, but you've sold me on it. So I
Okay,
mean,
good.
the fact that you have a coach for yourself to do it says, okay, I need to at least give it a shot and see how it works for me. So, but Wendy,
Thank
I just want to thank you for being here tonight. It's been a
you.
pleasure. I'm sure we could just talk for hours and hours and hours, but we are about out of time. So thank you again for being here. It's time to take another short commercial break. I'm Bob Kolazarek, and this is Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. I'll be right back after this.
Thank you, Bob.
Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them. Rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies. Find settings that allow them to be the most productive and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. Listen to John Hawkins' My Strategy, Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern on the BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick, Wednesdays 7 p.m. Eastern on the Bold Brave Media Network and TuneIn Radio. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation.
Hi, welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Bob Kolazarek, and we're streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network, and you are watching Greetings from the Ashram. I just want to take a moment again to express my deepest gratitude to my special guest, Wendy Shulman. Thank you for gracing our show with your presence and your sharing your wisdom. Your expertise as a life architect, executive coach, and the visionary owner of Rosyln Salt Cave has truly enriched our journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. I, for one, am going to practice the breath work. But your passion for guiding others towards a life of purpose and fulfillment is truly inspiring. We are grateful for your transformative experiences you've shared with us today. On behalf of the show and our viewers, thank you for being a beacon of light on Greetings from the Ashram. We really appreciate it. Your presence has made a lasting impact on our hearts and minds for sure. But from what Wendy talked about, let me ask you out there listening and watching, what ignites the fire within you? Finding our true passion and purpose is a journey, and that often requires introspection, self-reflection, and a willingness to explore the depths of our being. It's about uncovering the unique gifts and talents that reside in all of us, waiting to be expressed and shared with the world. Throughout our lives, we've been influenced by societal expectations, external pressures, or the pursuit of material success, but deep down there's a calling, there's a whisper from our soul urging us to align our lives with our true purpose. And Wendy and I were talking about that a little bit today. Discovering our passion and purpose, it's not always a linear path. It may require us to step out of our comfort zone, face our fears, embrace the unknown. We've talked about that tonight. It's a deep journey that requires courage and resilience and a deep trust in ourselves. Spiritual path isn't for the faint of heart. So how do we embark on this transformative journey? When he said it starts with self-reflection. Take the time to explore your interests, values, and what truly brings you joy. Ask yourself meaningful questions. What activities make your heart sing? What brings you a sense of fulfillment and meaning? What impact do you want to make in the world and to others? As we navigate this journey, it's important to remember that our passion and purpose may change and evolve over time, and embrace the growth and transformation that comes with the exploration of these new experiences and opportunities. Trust each step you take brings you closer to your true calling, and that's how it happens, step by step. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals who support and inspire you. Seek guidance from mentors who can provide valuable insights and help you navigate the challenges along the way. I've talked about coaches and mentors that I have. I would not be here today without them. And so you just remember you're not alone on this journey. Living a life aligned with our true passion and purpose is not just about personal fulfillment. It's about making a positive impact in the lives of others. Embrace the power around you. Your unique gifts and talents have the potential to create a ripple effect of transformation in the world. It all starts with us. So I invite you to embark on this incredible journey of self-discovery. Embrace the unknown, trust yourself, and let your passion and purpose guide you towards a life filled with meaning, joy, and fulfillment. And together, let's ignite the fire within and create a world where everyone lives their true passion and purpose. Yeah, she was inspiring, and it's great to see so many like-minded people coming on the show. I'm blessed and thrilled to have her, and I'm thrilled to announce next week's guest, Wendy Young, with a diverse background as a neuroscientist and a cybersecurity executive serving Fortune 500 clients. Wendy integrated her expertise from these fields into her current role as an energy and sound healer and spiritual mentor that she's been doing over the last 2 decades. Based in New York, Wendy practices vibrational wellness and incorporates principles and tools from various disciplines. She's a certified sound practitioner, Yuan method practitioner, dowser, certified associate pranic healer, certified crystal healer, flower essences therapist, and a Tao geomantic consultant. I don't know what several of those things are, but I am willing to find out and looking forward to talking to her about that next week. But her passion lies in advocating for multidimensional healing and promoting vibrational wellness, both locally and internationally. So we're excited to learn from Wendy and explore that powerful combination of the masculine power and feminine wisdom she brings to her work. So tune in next week for that enlightening conversation with Wendy Young. And then also, please follow me on my social media. I think I have some stuff to put up. Facebook and my YouTube channels at Self-Help Coaching LLC. Instagram at Self-Help Coaching. And LinkedIn, there's a dash between every word, Self-Help Coaching LLC, with the self-help-coaching-LLC. So that's it for me. Thank you for joining on this episode of Greetings from the Ashram. Until next time, may you find the courage to follow your heart and live a life that truly sets your soul on fire. I'm your host, Bob Kolazarek, and you've been watching Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. Namaste, everyone.
This has been Greetings from the Ashram with host Bob Kolazarek. Through meaningful conversations and practical insights, this show invites you to explore the endless possibilities for personal growth, healing, and spiritual awakening. Tune in each week to discover how these practices can bring balance and harmony to your life, making it a true journey of self-discovery. Fridays, 7 p.m. on the Bold Brave TV network.